Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in, everybody. And I have two wonderful cohorts, comrades in arms with me tonight. And this is Miss Angie, of course, over here, and Brittany Larson. Welcome in, everybody. Oh, my goodness. As you can see, the buttons went wrong, and I kind of.
I was like, wait, what are we doing? But I liked it. I liked it. I'm not even mad at her for saying it. She was
Remix.
It's interesting, too, because I went to change the what do you call it, the settings for the privacy for the Facebook connection, so therefore the thing can everybody's things will show up. And the interesting part is you don't have to do it anymore, apparently, because they took that they got rid of that, which I'm glad.
oh,
It was a pain in the butt, so I'm like, okay, I can deal with that. So welcome in, Brittany. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been like years.
really?
You should invite me more
Everything
often. I don't
has
know.
been around since 2020, so everything is just post 2020. I just
Exactly. Well, you have a standing
2020
ovation. You're
seems like
welcome anytime.
yesterday.
Yeah, and also Julie reminded me that she's trying to reach out to you too. She'd like for you to pop one with her one day if you wouldn't mind.
Ooh, I
Yeah,
would love that. I
yeah,
will make a
Julie.
note of that to reach out to Julie about that.
Absolutely. I was talking to her earlier before I popped on, and she heard you were going. And she's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so jealous. I've been wanting to have her on my on with me." And I'm like, reach out to her if you want me to drop it in her ear. I'll drop it in her ear. And she says, "No, I'll reach out to her." So I didn't drop it in your ear. You didn't hear it from me.
I feel so honored. That makes me so happy. I'm excited.
She'll probably be in the chat and tell you.
Exactly. Just between you, me, Angie, and everybody else. Don't tell Julie, people. Don't tell Julie.
It's a secret. Like, yeah, I get it.
Oh, hey, Shelly, welcome in. Hey, Lori, welcome in. Welcome in. Good to see everybody popping in. Oh my goodness, how's your week been going, folks? Good weeks, bad weeks, and what's happening?
It's
Oh,
Wednesday. I'm happy it's Wednesday.
Oh wait, are we?
Work has just been work, work, work. Government regulation is not the place where you want to play.
I feel like Wednesday is. I feel like this has already been a very long week of work for me. So I've been kind of like a little bit just like spaced out. So
I was in a meeting on Tuesday and they were like, oh my gosh, it's been such a long week. And we were like, Tuesday?
yes.
oh,
Well, I'm on a plane tomorrow, and I'll be gone for the weekend. So last week was Michael's birthday, and that condensed everything. And then the holiday happened, and that condensed everything. And now I'm flying out because I had to officiate at a wedding on Saturday, and so I have been scrambling to get everything
I
done.
keep forgetting.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
excited. Are you a little bit nervous?
Nah,
Oh, when
nah.
I get married, I'm just going to be like, Don, I'll be over at about 6. Just, can you marry us? Right. Just right there. We're not having no wedding. I'm just coming. We can do it like in the front room. Boop, boop, boop. Say our yeses, our do's, and we're out.
Samuel can be your best man.
Exactly. There you go. Sam, yes. And then Ghost could be the ring bearer. We're good. Just
We're
right,
working it. Yes,
right in the little hallway. We ain't even got to do a big thing. And I'll
yeah.
bring nothing but cakes, and then boom, boom. We married in 30 minutes top. Boom, boom.
Well, this is going to be
Hey,
a
Miss
quick wedding.
Linda.
It's gonna be a quick wedding. They just want it to be a quick one, and I'm good with that too because it's outside and it's in
I was gonna
Florida.
say it's so
Florida,
hot.
outside. I'm gonna melt. What can I say? Well, welcome in
Mordecai.
Mordecai.
They told us last week. I mean, they were on with me. I think this is the same one that was on with me and Sherry, and they told us Mordecai. So yeah.
Very nice. That's a very old name too. It's a very Jewish name too because it's from the Bible, from the Old Testament. Nicole, welcome in. Lori, again, welcome in. Miss Linda, good to see you in, Miss Linda. We were just talking about you. Your ears are probably burning.
We've been talking about you big
the
time. We
home
miss you.
cooking meals.
Mm,
Oh,
I bet they're amazing.
Now
Oh,
that I am jealous of. That I am jealous of.
now, does she do Puerto Rican and Italian, or what does she do there?
so she does a little of everything. Like you
Mm-hmm.
just name it. Like the first thing she asked me when I moved in was, "What do you like? What's your favorite thing?" And I said shepherd's pie, and she's like, "Hmm."
Oh, I
And
love
then
pepper
now,
pie.
like that she can make that. She can make literally anything.
Oh my
Look, I
goodness.
just asked if she was
Empanadas.
traveling the world, and she says, I'm leaving for Florida on Friday.
That's funny.
Jojo, welcome in. Love, welcome in. Natalie, welcome in. Welcome in, everybody. Good to see you all here. We're here to do some readings, play some use this energy for everyone's advantage. So it's heartburn from Chinese food. All right.
I want some Chinese food. Thanks, Miss Linda.
Shelly wants to know, Shelly DeHart wants to know, do you have a new man?
Why did she want to know that?
I don't know.
Wait, did you hear something? Wait, Shelly, what did you hear? Who told you I had a boyfriend? Maybe. You know what? From your ears, from your mouth to God's ears, I'm gonna say yes. Yes, Shelly, I do. Just because you spoke it.
Put
Not
it out
that
there, right?
I don't know him yet, but I'm gonna go with you to say yes. Yes, I do.
Absolutely.
That's just so random. Where'd you get that from?
Is that Kelly from remember we is this the Kelly that we met? I mean, it's Shelly. Is this the Shelly that we met when we did our platform
Oh,
psychic work?
maybe.
Wasn't this that? And then we met
Oh,
her and her friends.
maybe.
Was that?
Oh, so
I
wait a
can't
minute,
remember.
Shelly, what you saying in the chat? Hold on, say that again. Oh my goodness.
I can't remember for
Or
sure.
wait, did you see me with somebody? Wait, let me think. What was I doing last weekend? No, I wasn't with nobody.
Oh, last weekend, that's a long time ago at this point, right? Lord have mercy. Hey, Carrie Smith, welcome in. Good morning or good evening, love, as well. Again, I think I said love already, so we're good. So if y'all want a reading, let us know. Send us the message, general reading. And if you have a specific question, don't say specific. Go ahead and give us the question. And if we're drawn to you, we'll do a reading for you. Hey, Rachel, nice to see you in.
Somebody did say it, but I don't know who it was who said it. Somebody said something about, do you have any? Oh, Natalie, any message, please and thank you.
There we go. Let's start with Natalie. Natalie, are you having a problem with is there a balanced budget situation that's kind of causing you some grief? Because I'm getting the feeling of I'm getting energy around money, and I'm seeing imbalance, but I'm seeing it out of balance. Has there been some expenditures recently you didn't plan for like that, and are you facing again financial, just some things that again that is testing your financial situation? Know that it's short term. I'm getting the energy that this is a short term situation, not a long term situation. So don't get frustrated and don't try to throw too much at it too quickly. Just work through it, be patient, and get beyond this. This I'm getting is a short term little bump in the road. Now, did you have an expense or expenditure that you really hadn't, that you didn't anticipate? Is that what it is? Or is there and is there a health issue there involved with that too? Is there a health component to that expense? Because I'm picking up something about health as well. Or are you stressed and you have to be careful with the stress from this economics that it's wearing on you? It's going to be one of those two things. Let's see. Hey, Virgil, nice seeing you in. And Nicole as well, like I said. Tiffany, nice to see you in. Hey, Vanessa.
Love, are you asking a love question? That looks distinctly like a love question.
Oh, lots of graduation, wedding, house gifts, engagement. Oh, yes, exactly. This is that time of year, right? Yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah, well, again, that's why this is going to be short-lived. So understand that the economic pinch is there. You will get through it. Don't worry about throwing everything at it initially. Just move some things around and pay as you need to, and eventually you will get through this. You have lymphedema. Oh my gosh. Okay. And that's going to put it. That's the strain I was picking up, the health strain attached to the economics. And what with the economics and all this coming on top of you, it's putting that strain with that lymphedema. You're probably having some more swelling. You're having some more inflammation. So what I would be doing, I would be definitely looking at making sure that your cortisol levels are lower. Make sure you're doing whatever you can to drop them. Affirmations work wonderfully to help you drop your cortisol levels. And so make sure that you're doing your affirmations daily. Make sure you're also make sure you're paying attention to some of the things that you're eating as well, because that can help. I'm sure you've already heard some of those same things from your doctors. I'm not a doctor. I don't prescribe that kind of. That's not my thing. I'm just trying to give you some ideas. But most importantly, again, don't take the stress. Know that this will pass. Don't own it too much. Let yourself lower your cortisol levels, and therefore help get rid of some of the inflammation. Okay. What do you got, ladies?
Go ahead.
It's been a minute, so I didn't know, okay, yeah,
No, go ahead. Just jump in when you get it.
Oh
okay.
yeah.
So instantly I got a vision. Well, first off, I got a flood of emotions. I wanted to freaking cry, like not hysterically cry, but cry like the deep bowels of my soul wants to cry, because like it feels like it's just, I picked up anxiety. Well, first it started with stress, then it was anxiety, then I feel depression. But the depression kind of feels like this. It's like this circumstantial depression that I kind of pick up. And what spirit showed me was, at first it looked like this cutout of like a boat that was in the middle of the ocean, and it was like just such a tiny boat in comparison to this huge massive ocean, which that would bring up travel, that would bring up a lot of components of stability if we're talking about the water. But when spirit shows me water, it indicates the depth of the emotional field that you're in. And so there's a part of me here that's feeling very it's almost like I feel like I'm trying to avoid a storm, and then as I acknowledge that, and I was in this boat, I'm like literally trying to get as far away from the storm that's behind me. But really, in reality, what I'm picking up is that it's like you're going in the wrong direction. So then I started thinking about how maybe in some instances here we might be avoiding some circumstances that actually require attention. So that's where, health wise, spiritually, physically, mentally, and even financially, it's time to take count of where you're at and restabilize yourself. Did we lose Don?
He said he'll be right back.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so I mean, like on across the whole spectrum of things, there's a lot going on in your energy, and so it's really important to take the time to ground yourself and really bring yourself back to where you currently are, and just being present on a daily basis, and try your best to not avoid the storm that is still coming in. And the storm feels like it's both financial and health wise that is coming up. I mean, as Don said already, but like it's just feeling the feels, and kind of just like knowing that this is going to pass. And the beauty of the storm is that it's not going to last, it's going to pass. And it's just about you hunkering down and maintaining your sense of stability in that boat. I'm gonna stop there.
Oh no, that is so perfect. And it was so on point because I saw her sitting on a dock with her head down
Oh my
and her
God.
arms just laying across her legs. And then it was dim on her side, like she's sitting in a darkness, and then everybody else is out in the sunshine on the water because she was on the water. She was sitting on the dock, and everybody else was out in the water having fun, and she was just looking at them like she wanted to. The one thing that they had me to focus in on was surfing. So everybody else was surfing, and it's like you wanted to try it, but you were afraid. So I feel like there's something that you want to do, but you're afraid to do it. Like you're afraid to either step out and start the business, get a new job, or do whatever, or maybe even find out what your health issues are. But whatever it is, you want to do it, but you're afraid to do it. So you're just watching everybody from the sidelines, and you're sitting in the dim darkness with your head down, kind of sad, watching everybody else have a great time and wanting to do it, but having no courage to get up and do it, or like it's a desire deep inside you, but you don't want to get up and do it. So you're just sitting there on the dock watching everybody else, kind of wondering when are things going to change for you, but not having the action or the intention to put it into action to move forward. And so you're just kind of sitting there watching everybody else do what they want to do, and you're kind of sitting on the sideline. But then I heard, like your guys are saying, there is hope. If you just decide that you want to do it and move forward, you'll be guided to do it. Stop being afraid of it. Just move forward with it. And then they'll help you to move forward. Or just ask, what is my next step? How do I get from where I am now to where I want to be? And do you know where you want to be is? A lot of times we'll say we're unhappy, but what would make you happy? if happiness could call you tomorrow, what would that be? A new job, a new city, a new house, a new love, a new more money? Like, what would happiness be to you? So you have to decide what it is, put those intentions out there, and then allow your higher power to help you to kind of move into that direction.
I got a little bit of something to add in there.
Go ahead.
So I was just going to say, it's okay. It's literally okay to not move right now. It's okay if it's just too much right now and you need to sit there. It's okay to wait for the storm to pass and then start picking up the pieces and figuring out what you want to navigate to. But give yourself grace because you've been through a lot, and that these emotions that are coming up, that's a lot to go through. And so make sure you're giving yourself the time to feel it, and you don't need to have an action plan at this point. Just let yourself kind of go through the motions and find ways to ground and anchor yourself in.
And then Miss Linda said, most times it's better to face our issues head on and deal with them so we can move on. So don't stay in that place forever. Like, you can be going through whatever you're going through, but you still have to function every single day. So, just when you're ready to move forward, because the world is still going to be moving regardless of what you're doing. So just kind of set your intention, like what would make you feel better? Like if you're in this sadness, you're dealing with the emotions. Do I want to let the emotions go? Do I want to know why I'm experiencing these emotions? Do I want to move? What is it that I want? What would make me feel a little bit lighter? Even if it's to do nothing, what does that mean? Like what does that mean? What do you want to release? How do you want to move through the emotions? Like, I don't want to feel this way anyway. Then say that. It's okay to say that. A lot of times we're scared to say, I don't want to feel this way, or I'm angry or I'm frustrated. The one thing my guides will always know is when I'm unhappy. I don't like this. I'm frustrated. I'm this, I'm that. Because if they don't know how I feel, then how can they help me to move forward? So I have to express whatever the emotion is. So, like she says, feel the emotion, but be truthful and honest in what you're feeling. I'm angry. I'm hurt. I'm frustrated. I feel abandoned. I feel whatever it is that you feel it, because otherwise you're pushing it down and it's just going to explode. So just go ahead and feel the emotion, like she's saying. So I think that's good advice. I like that. This is my brother. Feel free to add me on Facebook. Who's your brother? Okay. I'll take your word for it, Virgil. Hey, from Manchester. All right. So, Misty, our good evening. I have gotten some bad news about. Oh, okay. Oh, someone said this is their first time catching you, Brittany, and they're excited to hear all the messages for everyone tonight. So,
I don't think I formally introduced myself. Can I introduce myself real quick?
yes, you can.
Okay. So just those of you that are new here, I combine psychology and spirituality to help people work through emotional issues. I read trauma primarily, so everything from ancestral trauma to past lives. And I just kind of go with whatever spirit tells me and whatever comes up. And so it might get emotional in here tonight.
She's for the feels, Bonnie's for the love. I just wanted to be like straight chaser. Just give me the tequila and let me go. I don't want
Hey,
no
I did
chasing.
not come to Earth to not feel the feels. You gotta feel it. You just gotta feel it.
I don't like feeling my own. I definitely don't want to feel what y'all feeling. So I applaud y'all. So send it all to Brittany. She want to feel it and heal. Like what somebody just said, you got to feel it to heal it. So I'm with that. You got to feel it to heal it. I love that.
Now you don't have to relive it to heal it. You just gotta feel it to heal it. That's
Exactly.
important because there's some people out there, just woo.
All right. So the next person is Vanessa Ruiz. She says she would love a reading of anything we have for her. So do you have anything for Vanessa? Miss Linda said it will get emotional here tonight. Misty, oh, okay. I know. Okay. So
Okay,
go
so
ahead.
do you want to start or do you
Yep.
want me?
No, you can go ahead.
Okay. So first thing that, and this is very nostalgic for me, but Spirit just showed me an image of it's like as if I am like at my, I'm getting like shaky as I'm talking about this. It's as if I'm at my grandparents' house It's like the middle of summer, and I'm looking out the like kitchen window out into the patio, and they had like this weird awning that went down a little bit, and then they had like this little temperature gauge that was like this little circle temperature gauge. And for some reason I'm so fixated on that, and I'm feeling like shaky and emotional. You know, Vanessa, we're reading Vanessa, right? That's okay. Um, Instantly I'm getting anger that's coming up to the surface, which is interesting that I'm getting anger coming up, and then I'm talking about like my grandparents, something very nostalgic. But actually what I feel like is being drawn up is um, feeling misunderstood and judged. And that's part of my childhood experience where I felt completely withdrawn to a certain extent, because every time I tried to step forward and like show a part of me or a part of my personality, there was some sort of judgment that came up, and I am like looking at that temperature gauge, wondering how high up can I handle, how much pressure can I handle. And so I feel like what spirit is coming in and saying here is that um, like, how much are you going to absorb and take on in your environment on a regular basis until it either consumes you fully or it causes you to explode. And that's where I start to get into this anger. And anger is a interesting feeling. It's a state of being, and anger can be so freaking amazing to move energy. It to me, I consider that even a high vibration emotion, because if you have enough anger, that's enough momentum to create a boundary in your environment, or that's enough to create a change or a tower moment in tarot, that's very necessary and needed. So for you, the advice that I'm getting is, number one, we need a release on that anger. And then number two, why are we withdrawing? What parts of you are you not bringing into this world that the world needs to see? You have unique gifts, you have unique abilities, you are worthy of the time that it takes to feel the feelings. Your feelings do matter, and you have the right to step forward and say no to something and to choose a different person, because there's this relation, we're not talking about love, but there's a relationship too. Choose different fucking people. Excuse my, I'm trying not to swear as much, but choose something fucking different. Like, because fuck that shit. Like, he got me swearing now. I was trying hard not to. I was trying, but going back a little bit, and I think there's a relativity that spirit's drawing in about my grandparents, because my grandparents, especially on my dad's side, they were so fucking judgmental. I could not do anything that would ever remotely, like, they were like, well, here, that's Brittany, she just did it again. And that's that kind of energy that I feel that where it's so restrictive for you and it's not fucking fair. And so anything in your environment that's restricting you right now, give yourself permission and say, I'm choosing this right now. Literally, I want you to keep saying that so much to the point where you're like, you know what, fuck this, I don't want to choose this anymore. Because there's some changes you need to make, and those changes aren't happening until, like, honestly, we're like, I think I'm shy of the date, because end of August to me still feels too soon. I feel like you're still not boiling over yet, but the boiling over feels like there's a powerful move that's happening in October, by the way. And but it doesn't need to be as dramatic and conflicting as it looks like it's gonna be. Because as I'm saying that, my throat is like rattling, because I feel like I'm in between. I don't know what I want to do, and like, you need to just move forward. Like, let go of some shit. Don't you take anybody back. Don't you do it. Leave everything where it's at. Just, you need to move forward, away from this, that you deal with the anger. I swear to God, you better go scream. Okay, I'll stop right there. Just
That
like,
makes
I
sense
could go on
because
for
the
hours talking
vision.
about moving the anger. You need to move. I took 108 hours of breath therapy training. And somatically, you need to move that energy out of your body, because that is just too much that's boiling over, and you don't need to take it out on customer service. You don't need to you don't need to take it out on the road. You just need to get it out of your system. Go dance it off, go breathe it out, go do something with that energy. Take a rock and slam it on the ground over and over again. It sounds ridiculous, but you need to move it out of you,
You
because
know,
you're
they have
missing
rooms you can go to and do that. The crash
rage rooms.
rooms.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rage
Yeah.
rooms.
Well,
Yeah.
and you're missing an opportunity here of the energy that can come forward if you stop blocking it. And that anger is really coming in and blocking doing it. And that's all I'm going to say. Thank you for letting me read you. I'm going to stop.
Well, no, because when I saw her in a car and they said, tell her she should go. Like you're deciding whether you should leave or you should stay. And then I just saw you banging on the steering wheel like that. So when you said the anger, I said, that's it. She's just banging on the steering wheel because she's so frustrated. She wants to go. She's in the car. She's ready to move. And then she thinks about it. And then she just bangs on the steering wheel in frustration because she doesn't know what to do, and they're saying go. So I don't know if you're thinking about relocating away from family, because you mentioned that you were having you lost a lot of family because of your relationship. So are you thinking of moving away from family a while or giving yourself a little bit of separation? But they're saying you should go. You should take this journey. You should make this move. And they're showing you here, and they're showing the path in a distance away. And the sun is over there. So if you just travel to it, the sun is there waiting on you, and they're saying you should go. So if you're thinking about leaving, moving, switching jobs, leaving a relationship, or whatever you're thinking about, you should really, they're saying you should go. So that was the first thing I heard, was you should go. And you're already in the car. So when I see mode of transportation, that means that you're going, the journey is far, or it's a long path that you need to take. And then I see the sun on the other side, and the sun is going down. So for me, that means that you don't really want people to know, because they may change your mind, or you want their approval. So like the sun is going down. So I kind of don't want them to know, but I kind of do want them to go no, because I want their approval, or I want to show them that I can be whoever it is that I'm saying that I want to be. And so they're saying you guys need to, they're saying just go. Like don't sit there in frustration, just go. Oh, yeah. She said, let's just say I'm a genius. Hello, somebody?
I just had to post that.
Okay. Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Vanessa, don't withdraw. Don't withdraw. You need space and you need to release that anger, but don't withdraw. This is not you need to let that anger come through, because there's some boundaries that will present you with new opportunities. Trust me on that. Don't withdraw. Don't do it. Let it out. Let it out.
All right. That's all I got for you, Miss Vanessa, is go. Like, you should go. Whatever it is that you're thinking about, if you're thinking about taking a trip, whatever that move is, whatever that journey is, take that journey.
But most importantly, do what's healthy for you too. Make sure that your focus is on what's going to help you to process and deal with this. And what it's interesting what Brittany was saying about boundaries. It's super important, because boundaries. People think boundaries, when they hear boundaries initially, they think they're walls. But they're not really walls. They are roadmaps. They are limitations saying, hey, if we're going to have a conflict-free relationship, if we're going to have a way in which I don't have where I don't have to worry about insulting you or stepping over some line, or you don't have to do that to me, we can lay out boundaries, and therefore we avoid conflict by at a time when we are all getting along, understanding that these are the limitations, and these are the things that they're not barriers, but again, they're more like an agreed set of rules that help us to navigate sometimes complicated waters. And so when boundaries are healing for us, and when we don't enforce our own boundaries, we can set the boundaries, but we don't enforce them, because sometimes we're like, oh, we're being mean if we enforce them or whatever. No, you're not being mean. You are protecting yourself, and your boundary should say, this is how it makes me feel. That's why I would like you to do this, understand this, right? So again, the good part is it's all about you, and you're not being accusatory. You're just saying, hey, this is what I need. The self-care is super important. And so when you bring that in by, again, making sure that you set boundaries and you enforce them, then over time you have a much more fluid relationship, because you don't have to worry about inadvertently crossing someone else's boundary or having to have the conversation with them to yours, because everybody understands where those boundaries are. So I think that's a really important conversation. It sounds like that's part of what probably is happening here. And again, like Brittany was saying, sometimes family, they know each other too well, and sometimes that's not good, because it's like they know what buttons to push, and they think they can get away with a lot of stuff,
Right. And boundaries can be just as simple as, like, we decided we didn't want to do love readings, so we don't do love readings. No matter how many times you pop it in the chat, me and Dawn aren't going to do it. Brittany, if you want to do it because you like the emotions, you can. But I'll be like, no, no, no. And people will put them in there over and over and over and over again. It's just a simple thing. Like when I'm dating somebody, if I have to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and I tell you I'm going to sleep at 10 and you're calling me at 10:30, you don't respect my boundaries. So you know what? I'm not answering the phone. I'm not getting up to talk to you. That's my boundary. I need my sleep to get up in the morning. And so I'm not answering the phone. So all that, and I had someone say, well, you can't wait till I get off work to talk to me. No, I cannot. Good night. I will talk to you tomorrow. I don't bother you when you're at work. You're not going to bother me when I'm trying to get my sleep to go to work. So it's simple as that. Just a look, and it doesn't even have to be a big thing like, oh no, I don't want to discuss this or no that. Just sometimes just a simple boundary and being consistent with that boundary. Sometimes people will, they'll just see how far they can push you, or they'll just keep going if you don't ever set that boundary. So if it's something that you don't like, then you don't have to do it.
I feel like Don is so right about the boundary thing. Like, I think we think it's all like supposed to be like walls that we put up, and it really is a road. Like we all have our individual roads, and most of us have been trained to not have any lines or any speed limits or any like speed bumps or anything on the road, because we've been taught that we have to like keep it wide open for whoever needs to come in. But in reality, we are all meant to have speed limits. We're all meant to have, like, we're teaching people on a regular basis how we
All
want to be
the truth.
treated. And that's where we have to have the paved, like the paved road and the paved symbols and everything, signs, so that people can understand what to do when they're around us. And it's for our
Okay.
protection and their protection as well, because they don't
Exactly.
need to see our anger.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
As
Virgo,
Angie,
you never
as
overstep
Angie,
your
as
boundaries.
Angie has said over and over, this is, if you don't do the boundaries, then you get this.
Exactly. Am I the drama? Could
Yeah,
it be me?
yeah. And then when you enforce boundaries and you really enforce boundaries, people know that this is what they're going to get if they cross them.
Look at my face. Don't do it. No.
Absolutely not.
You know, I got
Absolutely.
to work it in there, Angie. I love that one.
Exactly. And listen, I'm never going to say no. I'm never going to say no to that.
Oh my goodness,
And I
I
think
love
the
it.
I Love Lucy part is probably my favorite.
It
That's
is.
probably my favorite. Yeah.
It took me a long time to figure out how to get the eyes moving at the right time for you when you say that. I mean, it took me a
Don
long
is a
time to
genius
line
with
that
that.
up.
I'm taking an AI class tomorrow too, because I have to learn this stuff. Like I'm taking one online tomorrow to see what it's like. And I've decided that before the summer is over, I'm taking one of those classes from Harvard and I'm taking one of those classes from Google. Like I have to be productive this year. So y'all keep asking me, did you do it, Angie? Did you do it? And then I'll
I will
feel
keep
pressure like
asking.
I have to do it. So y'all got to keep me accountable.
We'll do. We'll do. Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, who's next? Brittany, you should pick because I picked the last.
Oh, well, I was drawn to, let's see, I don't know if Misty is still in here. Misty was back here for a second and saying something about mental. Misty R was saying, "Good evening. I had gotten some bad news about not responding to my treatments for mental health, and I feel discouraged. Any insight for me?" So I don't know if Misty's still in here, but I kind of felt that energy, so I was gonna just like talk about that if that's okay. I kind of,
Yeah. Yeah. And
because
Misty, if you
instant,
are
and
here, let us
I
know.
love, guys, I love energy so much, because like when you're in that, in the space to get the reading and to actually read people, it comes in so like subtly, but it's just so funny how like, I like it's just it's like a wave. I don't know how else to describe it. I just love that feeling when I'm like going from one person to another, because the energy just hit down, Misty. It's going down, and it hit down in my solar plexus. And so talk about feeling disempowered right now. And so I'm going to kind of get a little emotional for a second, and kind of lean into that a little bit. There's a lot of things going on right now, that you're in more of the injustice wound period of your life, where there's a lot of disempowering things going on. Interactions feel discouraging, and there's like this overall energy where you feel powerless. And I want you to feel into where in your like timeline, where did you feel most powerless, right? And then also I want you to ask yourself, why why did you take on this energy? Because at the end of the day here, there is no amounts of like treatments or like diagnosis that we get that can actually keep us down. And I'm saying this, I'll be a little bit more personal. I struggle with borderline personality disorder. And that's why I know that's why I'm as good as I am with my business. I can read emotion so fluently, but it's also been a struggle personally. And that label even is a struggle personally. And so for you, I want you to feel into where in your life the stuff isn't aligning, and it is in the mental health area. And I want you to try to pull away from the need to have the diagnosis and the need to have things work out a certain way, because this physical reality is only showing up based in our inner world. That's the law of correspondence. Our inner world is directly reflected into our outer world. And so how can you reclaim your power now? And if you think about self-care, for a moment, I'm going to kind of go into lecture mode, Brittany, for just like 2.5 seconds. I promise I'll be quick. But self-care in of itself can be broken down into three different pillars. You have the emotional self-care, then you have spiritual self-care, and then physical self-care. Make it simple, and really find strategy plans that will help you move through the moods that you're picking up on. I say this because I work with schizophrenia clients. I work with OCD and serious mental health issues that people have on a regular basis. And it isn't as simple as saying, oh, I'm just going to adopt another mindset. We're talking about how to work through on a daily basis, creating a routine that will help you feel more stabilized and structured. And again, stay away from what the societal shame norm is about mental health. And again, I go back into ways to reclaim your power every single day. And that would be creating a healthy routine that makes you feel safe, something that's predictable. Start there. When I feel into your energy, everything is dropping from my head all the way down into my solar plexus. I feel doubt. I feel inadequate. I feel so like I'm like leaking out my power right now. And so what that means is it's time now to start picking up those pieces, pulling back your energy, and not pulling it back like withdrawing. I'm talking about reclaiming, your power here, and standing back up for yourself. And that starts with little baby steps. Don't think about the bigger picture. Don't think about like in 10 years from now. Think about just right now, just this week. And there's also, I feel powerless enough where the hopelessness is coming up in this energy. And so I want to kind of lean a little bit into this. There's some times where we start feeling like we don't belong here on the earth. Okay. And that comes up in this energy. And I want you to think about how you're already included here, right? What is the inclusion that brings you into this earth? Why are you here right now? And when I say that, I'm talking about what sense of community do you already have? Stay away from the thoughts that are making you feel like you don't belong, because you do belong. And can you give yourself permission and let yourself off the hook about needing to heal everything right now, and this treatment and this thing needs to work, and instead just be here and allow it to be what it is for this moment, and focus on the routine.
The first question that I got was when she said she's not responding. I had a couple questions. One, is it just like maybe is it that you're not responding to the therapist that you're using? Because you said mental health, you could be taking medication, you could be dealing with a therapist. So is it a conflict with the therapist? Is it that is she challenging you to see things about yourself that you really need to deal with? Because I know I've talked to people and they've said stuff to me and I'm like, but it was something that I needed to deal with. So is she challenging you? Like I know someone, they sent their child to therapy and their child didn't like it because the therapist gave them homework to do. So they didn't want to do the homework. So they're like, I don't like her. They didn't like that they were being made to take action, they were being challenged with the things that they were doing. And so it was like recognizing that some of this it isn't everybody else all the time. Sometimes you have to take a little bit of accountability for it. So is it that your therapist is challenging you? Is there it's just not a good mix? Like not all therapists, sometimes you have to find a person that is good for you. So when you say that you're not responding to your mental health treatment, what aspects of it are you not responding to, or what is the disconnect that you're having? So if you can understand that, maybe I need a new therapist. Maybe I need to have a realization. Maybe I need to, like you said, have a plan or have some kind of take back some of my own power and not think that the therapist is going to fix me or that the medicine is going to fix me. How can I take control of this situation and some of the things that are happening to me and move forward with it? So what is the disconnect that you're having? That was the question that I had for you. Oh, okay. Depression. Anxiety. Oh, she said it's a procedural treatment. In mental health, I don't know what that it's a procedural treatment, not conflict with the therapist, not responding, was more about depression, anxiety scores and going, okay, yeah. All right. So that's all I have for Miss T.
I was just trying to pick up on, it's interesting, Misty. You have very scattered energy. I can tell there's a lot going on, and so it's fascinating when I try to kind of tap into the energy space for you. It's I just feel like, and I'm not an empath. Don't get me wrong, but yet I do feel, for some reason, I am feeling tonight, which is interesting. And it's funny because Bonnie and we were talking about this earlier. I turned on something, and tonight is empath. I'm like, what the hell? I don't like empath stuff, but I did, and it's fascinating with you. I am amazed that you can, and I don't mean, I hope this doesn't set you back in any way, but I'm amazed that you can function at all, because I have such competing interests in when it comes to emotions. I'm feeling anxiety. And like you said, I'm feeling the depression, but I'm also feeling some rage, and I'm feeling letdown, and I'm feeling frustration. I'm feeling so many different emotions at the same time. And it's like, how do you process it? Do you process it individually? Do you process them as a group? Or do you, I mean, it's fascinating. So as you work through this, I think that you're going to, I mean, again, this is not psychic. This is the energy I'm feeling is psychic, but the reality is what I think, what I'm getting for you is a feeling like you're going to need somebody at a very much higher level than the individual I think that you're connecting, that's working with you, because I think that they've got a myriad of complexities that are intermingled, and to untwine, to figure out how to unwind that. And I'm not sure that's going to be, that's somebody who, again, you need somebody who really is skilled at what they do. And it may take you a while to find that right person, because I think that it's like any other profession. Everybody can do certain things, but not everybody can do significant things for the individual. And so you need to find the right therapist, the right counselor, the right treatment that fits your specific set of complications. And when you do, you'll be happy that you do. But the sad part is, I'm feeling like that doesn't happen for a while. I'm feeling like you're still I feel like you're in the forest, and you're looking and you're looking and you're looking and hoping that you're going to finally come to a clearing. And I'm feeling like that's just not happening for a time to come. But keep looking for them. Keep searching for that energy. Find that person who can do this. They are out there. But I just don't. I think you've already proven that what you have right now at your disposal is not. It's not going to get the job done. It just isn't. And the sad part is, you feel the guilt because you feel you failed, because you even used the word failure.
And that's what I was gonna say. I don't like that she said it failed. It's just like, you just have to find the approach that's going to make it. Didn't fail. You just haven't found that spark that is helping you to move forward. You didn't fail at all. So I would stop saying that it failed. I just haven't like, it's kind of like when Tina told us to stop saying I'm not good at mediumship. I'm getting better at it. So I'm trying, or I'm learning to respond better to treatment, or I'm learning to respond better to whatever procedural program we have. And so don't say that it failed, because it didn't. You just haven't found that perfect match, like Don was saying.
It's an alignment question, I think, more than anything, because again, once you're aligned with somebody who understands your complexities, and it's probably somebody, and I hesitate to say this because again, I don't want to plant the seed, but it's probably from somebody who has faced those same issues, again, the same interwoven issues, or many similar ones, and so they've been down that road themselves, and that's probably what sparked them to get into therapy, to being a therapist and to being a counselor, because they've been down that road and they knew how not having the right person to help them has delayed them finding their fuller and happier self. And it's there. It's just having to get underneath all of the other complications that come with life, you know?
You know what? And I didn't even notice this. She said more about my depression and anxiety scores not going down. So they're evaluating you and scoring your response to the treatment.
How do you even start doing that?
So I just want to add in there that you know, like I have a wide array of clients from like borderline to multiple personality disorder, which is DID, you know, and schizophrenia, and you know, like all kinds of dissociative disorders. And they use like me in conjunction with a therapist. So have you ever thought about seeking, you know, licensed therapy and then seeking somebody like me who has like skill sets in like over 21 different services that they're offering, where it's more shaman like energy, where it's kind of taking more of the holistic side, and they're bringing, like, I bring dead psychologists in, and like we unravel like strategy plans, and you know, like come up with like crisis management and how to navigate the feelings. So like explore the options, and I'm not the only one that does that. That's like quantum healing. You can look into things like that, but kind of broaden your horizons a little bit. There's a reason you came into this live when I'm in here, right? And so broaden your horizons to the many different myriads of options that are available, and that alone is going to set you into more of reclaiming your power. And I cannot stress enough, get away from any score setting or anything like that, because it really hurts the way that you see things. It, like, I was in that for a long time until I finally had to, like, I was ready to unalive, if I'm being really honest. And like, I came to the point where I was just like, I have to do something different. This is not working. And I liked therapy, but I needed to go deeper into something else. And so I used, this is why I do what I do. I used everything I have to get where I am. And it healed a lot of parts of me. And so you can do that. It's very, like, it's a lot more simple than it feels, but sitting in that injustice wound, it is like being victimized by the world around you. You feel powerless, and you need to step away from that part of it. And so reclaim it in that way and look at all the options that you have, because there's so many.
And Brittany, to touch on one thing you just said too, when you said be what do you call it, victimized, or victimized, what you said?
Injustice wound, powerless, victimized of your own world.
Right. Yeah. And it's interesting because you know, the reality is you know, this could stem from something, again, having to find something that has happened in the past. And this is again, you know, it's like you're getting victimized twice. You're getting victimized by
I think the scores would depress me even more. Listen, exactly. I know when I go to the doctor and she'd be like, "Can you step on the scale?" No. Do I have to? Do I have to? Numbers really affect people, and to know that you're scoring my mental health and telling me that like, what?
As compared to who? That would be the question. As compared to what? You know,
exactly. So I'm with you, because I didn't notice that when she first said scores. I am with you when you say get away from anybody that's scoring you in that way, because that is a lot of pressure. Like, what? Did I pass this week? Did I pass? Look, even when I go and get my eyes checked and I'll be like, well, did I pass? Did I do good? You know, because stuff like that really, really, when they're testing you like that, it's a lot of pressure on you. And you want to know, did I do good? Did I do bad? Am I getting better? Am I getting worse? And so I'm concerned of a score-based therapy. That's what?
Yeah. And the other thing to think about is if you bring somebody in to help complement your work when it comes to therapy and stuff, and you hit it from a holistic approach, the reality is, and again, this goes back to beliefs and in reincarnation, those things. Again, depends on where you're going with this, but because everybody has their own belief system. But if you believe in the Akashic records, if you understand about Akashic records and how you can deconstruct, there could be some traumas that were built in through your Akashic records that are presenting themselves out, and they just happen to align right now with this life and what's happened with you. So the most important thing is find somebody who will listen to what you're saying, will understand where your complications are, will be ready to say, no, I can't help you. Be very comfortable with that and say, but I'm going to help you find somebody who can. And more importantly, find that talent who wants to work with you, but is realistic and doesn't expect you to get through. I mean, there's so many expectations here. I just my mind's blown because it's like I can't even put into words what I'm trying to say. But the most important thing is find the right fit, the right professional who aligns with you, and somebody who can be comfortable with having a team of holistic support around you to help when they can't be with you every minute of every day. That support team can, and that brings in what Brittany was saying and what we were saying, because again, this is a complication. It's going to take just more than one person. One person working with you, I don't think is going to get the job done.
Yeah, and the very first question that came up when I read her question was, is there a misalignment with the person that you're working with? And maybe this just isn't the kind of therapy that you need. Like Brittany said, you may need a therapist in conjunction with someone like what she does. Also, you may need to hit it from different angles, and you may just need to explore. Like a lot of the commercials that I see about therapy, they're like, oh, you can try different ones until you find the one that's a perfect fit for you. So it could just be a misalignment. And as soon as you start talking numbers, I'm walking out the door. No, we're not taking the test. Listen, I'd be afraid when I go to the doctor. They'd be like, do you feel safe at home? Wait, what you gonna do if I don't? Like, what you gonna do? No. Like, all those questions make me a little leery. And that's just at my regular doctor. She'd be like, do you feel safe at home? How many days this week have you felt like you didn't want to get up? Well, every day. I don't want to get up every day. But if I put 7 on there, you're definitely going to put me in a jacket that makes me cook myself. So numbers are not the thing for me. I'm just saying.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
This is going on your permanent school record.
Exactly. Now I'm like, what if I get a government job and they be like, well, we need to see your doctor's notes. And she's like, well, she was depressed 7 days. She didn't want to get off the bed. Not because I was depressed, but just because I didn't want to get off the bed. Who wants to get off the bed? The bed is a nice place. I'm just saying. So I can understand that. The scoring is really concerning to me. So.
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right. Well, I hope that helps, Miss Misty, and come back and reach out to Brittany.
Yes. And I actually posted, and I will post it again. Brittany, you can find Brittany on TikTok. Type in Brittany Larson; she will pop up. And also, I posted the YouTube, her new YouTube. Well, I don't know if it's new, but her YouTube channel. I'll put it that way, and I'll put it right back up again, so you can reach out to her through whichever means possible. But definitely reach out to Brittany. And
do they have the link? Because if I'm on my phone, I can't QR code. I can't scan the QR code.
So
I'll put the link in there.
You can go to BrittanyLarson.com as well.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
And spell Brittany for us. Spell Brittany for us, Brittany.
Okay. BRITTANY. Okay? ANY. Don't get me started about that.
It's Brittany, bitch.
It's the right way to spell Brittany. If there's any Brittany's in here, I'm sorry, but it's the right way to spell Brittany. Okay, just get her done. That's it.
I just love when you spell your name because you're like, it's Brittany, bitch.
I hear that in my head when she says that, and I know not to go with the singer because Brittany's already given me the side eye before. I'm like, no, it's just my reference point.
Exactly.
It's been since childhood. And that's like, somebody was just asking me, did I like my name? And I swear to God, I whipped my head around and I said, when I was a kid, I freaking hated this name because that's all they Spears. I'm like, no, not Spears. Like, God, like just ugh, but it's an okay name. I go with alter ego Brit. I like Brit, like just,
Okay, I'm not mad at that either.
Yeah, no, I made that mistake one time in class, and I got the
well,
side
they don't
eye.
call you
like,
Bree. Like, have you ever
okay.
had somebody chop your name in half and you're like, what?
Oh my God, if anyone called me Bree, I would probably try to deck them. because that's my ex's name.
I've had
Some
people call
unhealed
me
trauma
Angie,
still
and I'll be
there.
like,
Like, what'd you say about my name?
Absolutely. And she
all
said it's
right, who's next? Because we can go on
BrittanyLarson.com.
and on. Who's next?
And Brittany said it's BrittanyLarson.com.
Yeah, BrittanyLarson.com.
All right, super. There you go. I posted it there too.
All
Okay.
right, who's next? Found you on TikTok. Follow. Oh, Selena found you. There you go.
Oh, somebody scanned the QR code. Oh, that's cool.
Probably Selena, because she said she found you. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, awesome.
Yeah, those QR codes are wonderful unless you're on your phone, because then you're already tied up. That's why we had to put the thing in there. And it's interesting. We used to put the QR code and click on it. And when we did, it would come up in the chat, but it doesn't do that anymore.
Oh. And I like what Miss Bonnie said. She said, I don't do scales. I don't either. I'd be like, just guess how much you think, and you better say a little bit. You better not say a lot. You better say a little bit.
I remember the last time I was at urgent care, it was like a couple of months ago, and I'm like for a cold or whatever, and I go in and it's like it's late, and I walk in and they have to get me on the scale, and they go to get me on the scale, and I make jokes when I'm sick just because I want to make light of everything. And so I get on the scale, and she's like, about how tall are you? And I like look at that scale, and I whip my head around, and I said, I'm obese, woman. Like, you don't need. And she just looks at me, and she just like puts down in the chart, like, and I was like, I don't know what she's writing now. And then like she didn't laugh.
So patient. They put hostile on your permanent record.
Don't ask about height.
Exactly.
I'm
Avoid
short. I'm a
questions.
short lesbian. I'm snack size, okay? Like maybe.
I love it. I love it.
Oh man.
All right, who's next?
Oh,
Wait, Howard. Oh, is that Selena? You're the one who got the ear implant? Because Kelly said, Selena, how are your implants working out for you? Are you enjoying them? Is she the one who got the ear implants? Remember, Dom? We
Yeah.
told her she was going to get it. Oh, is you? Oh, I just love her every time she's in there.
Yeah, and but Brittany, to bring you up on speed, Selena was going to get the cochlear implant, and then her insurance company, she changed insurance company. They changed, I guess, whatever the insurance company changed, and when it did,
no, she was going to lose her secondary insurance. Remember, Don?
Yeah,
that was it, and she needed to go before a certain date. And if she didn't, she was going to have to pay like $7,000.
Yeah, and she couldn't get it. She couldn't again
get in before the secondary
just
ended.
after. And so we told her, put that affirmation out there and then also continue to reach out to the doctor and make it happen. And she's like, well, they don't have it. They don't have it. Guess what? It worked out, and she got it under the gun. So she made it with the insurance.
And she didn't have to pay the $7,000. We were so happy. Like when she came on and told us that, she was like, she got on our live the day she was coming home from the hospital. Yes. And she was like, I had the surgery today. I'm on my way home. I was so happy. Like, you would have thought my son was graduating again. I was so happy for her. Like,
yes. Yeah. And she said, you know what? You all told me to do it. You told me to. And yes. So
and she did it. And she believed we sent her energy, and we just kept saying, you're going to get it. Like, listen, put it out there. Put it out there. And she did. And she needed it by 5:31, and she got it. She got it on 5:14, so she was cutting it close. She was cutting it real close,
but she got it, which is great. And again, tons of money, unbelievable.
All right,
it's expensive to have problems. I'm telling you. Like, I am telling you. Don't even get me started on that. Being self-employed. What was I thinking? Okay, I was gonna stop. All right, move on.
Somebody says, hi, how are you all? Do you see me pregnant? I actually see a little girl for you. I don't know if that's if you're pregnant now, but I do see a little girl. You having a little girl, or maybe that's what you want, because I see pink everywhere when you said that. So I don't know if you're pregnant now, but I do get a little girl for you in your future. That's Linda Williams.
In the name of Jesus.
Exactly. So that's all I saw for her.
And if Sunflower is still here, Sunflower, let us know, because I was drawn to you. I was definitely drawn to you.
Oh, I was drawn to her too, Don.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I like Sunflower. All right, let's see. Everything's dealing with water. Listen, y'all brought all these emotions in, and I just don't like it. Just stop it. Just
Stop it. Are you
listen.
thinking about water too? I was just thinking about
Why?
water again.
I see her in a boat behind the steering wheel, and she just wants to gun it and rush through these emotions. Like I see her, and it's muddy water, so it's not clear. Like, so whatever emotions you're dealing with, you can't see clearly through them because it's muddy water, and you just want to start the engine and you just want to gun it all the way to the other side to get out of the emotions. And they're telling me to tell you to slow down and let the current take you softly, like roll through it. Like you seem to want to rush through the emotions just to get to the other side. And they're saying, slow down, let the current take you. You don't have to use so much manpower. You don't even have to really, like hit the gas. Just let the current take you because it'll get you there in the time, in divine timing. You're trying to rush through something that you really need to pay attention to. And either there's a lesson or you just need to process these emotions. But I'm getting that you need to just kind of slow down and you'll get to the other side of it. Just allow, it to flow through naturally and stop trying to force your way through. Like they're showing me you trying to force your way out of, like you feel like you're like it behind a locked gate and you're trying to force your way out, and they're like, just slow down and relax and allow things to flow naturally. So that's what I got for sunflower.
Brittany, you picking up anything?
Virgil said,
So
"Are you single?"
I am not. I'm in a relationship. So anyway, I saw ocean, like I saw an ocean. I didn't see the boat, but like damn, and I was thinking about the current when you said current. I just love this. Like
Listen,
okay.
and first of all, I'm leaving. If y'all keep all these emotions, look, what's the rock you need to hold to get rid of the emotions? What is it? Black obsidian or
Black
something? Go get
obsidian.
my
Okay,
bracelet.
so hear me out. Hear me out. If you deal with emotions, you empower yourself and you can manifest like tenfold. Like read Don's book, but like also like deal with your emotions. Okay, I am like the queen of saying emotions. Deal with your fucking emotions. Feel them. What is the saying for you? And if you don't have a fucking word for it, make an object that represents it. Throw it in your environment. Play with it. That sounds a little weird, but play with it and like asking some
Depends on which
questions.
object.
That's what we would do in a session. I got that neuro linguistics programming stuff. Like I like playing with that because we need to move the emotions. Shade. But I was gonna getting back to what I actually saw here. I'm gonna just come back here. Like
Bring it
so
back. Center.
wow. So I saw the ocean, I saw a crab in particular, like a red crab. I don't know why. But like the crab thing, am I blushing? Shut up. Anyways, I'm getting so distracted in this reading, Sunflower. Like, what in the name of fucking ADHD is going on here? Like, we are so like, whoa, like over here and like avoiding the
Motion.
topic. Calm the fuck down. Okay, so anyways, going back to my body for a second, just to anchor. Okay, my lower back is like feeling drained. Like I feel like I'm depleted. I feel like I am giving. We're overcompensating in a lot of areas of our life. What in the name of people pleasing? And I don't mean this in like a okay. Yes, I do fucking mean it. Okay, you're people pleasing and we need to knock that shit off. And there is different forms of people pleasing, not just the outright like, oh, I'll do whatever you want. Sometimes it comes in different forms, okay? And it feels like it's in a different form, and I feel like I'm draining out my energy. This is ancestral. Right kidney for me represents mother wounds. Left kidney always represents dad wounds. Now I see it in reverse because I'm reading trauma. So usually it's the opposite. Right side is masculine energy and left side is usually feminine. But I read it in opposites. My right kidney is like aching. It is aching. So right now we are living through the ancestral trauma pattern of the mother wound. Okay, and there is a lot that needs to be dealt with, and it starts with you slowing, like exactly what Angie said. Slow the fuck down. And the reason I'm saying that is because I did get this view of like this crystal clear ocean water. So like kind of like Florida Keys or whatever. And there's like the coral reef and like there's just such beauty around in that ocean, and that crab. I would look up the spiritual representation of crabs, because number one, I'm kind of feeling that energy right now, and I don't know why I'm thinking about that. When I think of crabs, I feel like the shell of the crab, and I feel like we have like the outer exterior part of it, and there's some significant things that crabs do, and I don't want to spend hours talking about it, but there's some significant things about crabs that I feel like coincide with where you are right now in your life. And there's this need to kind of break through some of that outer shell that you have, but it also starts with you slowing down. Coral reefs are so beautiful, but if you touch them, don't they hurt? I've never actually seen a coral reef, but if you touch them, they actually hurt. And so there's this need for you to observe, not absorb, baby. Observe, not absorb. And I'm saying that again because, like, please walk this earth, not taking more energy on. Instead, walk this earth observing, because there's so much beauty. And in the trauma, people are so mistaken. They think trauma is this horrible, horrible thing. Trauma is an experience that comes in your life, and it is meant to call you in to the next step of your life. It's meant to bring you new awareness. And a lot of times we are presented with that law of polarity, which is in the universe, which is there's a yin to the yang and opposite to every opposite. And this is a scenario where there's some mother wound trauma coming up, right? And if I look down, it looks like an 8-generation kind of ancestral line here that's being pulled. And it's in overcompensation, overcompensation, giving up what it is that I feel I want to do, and instead please what other people want to do. And that's a really powerful thing that's coming in here. What is it you want to do, Sunflower? What the fuck do you want? Fuck what everybody else wants. And yes, we do want to honor people in our life. We do love people, and we want to, know what they're feeling, and their feelings matter, and what they need matters. But like, fuck that shit too. What do you want? And when does it become your time? When are you the main character of your story? And in that way, then I start leaning into the father side of this. My left kidney starts going off. And it's like, then we're talking about too much. Then we're going to feel guilty and shame for stepping forward and like doing that. So you need to find a balance here. Don't stay stuck in the story that you've been in this lifetime. Focus on right now. And all that you're being asked to do right now is just be more present and observe. That's it. You don't need to go backwards. You don't need to go forward. You just need to be present in your everyday life. And what messages are needed, they'll come forward when it's time. And that's where I'm going to leave it, because I could go on for hours talking about this. We're just going to stop.
Exactly.
So, and it's interesting
about her parents too. I'm sorry.
To kind of put a fine point on what Brittany was saying. It's interesting because what you kind of were describing to me was this mindfulness. And the mindfulness is the acknowledging and accepting. It's like, I see it. It's acknowledging and accepting the fact that you again, you're like, with mindfulness, you're present. Okay. With mindfulness, you're present. You see it and so forth, but you don't have to own it. You don't have to bring in all that energy. You don't have to. And that's what separates. That's what separates it from. It's kind of like, and I explained this. It's fascinating because when you go like from law, when I practice law, when I would bring a witness to the stand, the witness would tell me what the witness saw, but the witness would give me their version of what they saw, right? So the witness became a player. The witness became somebody who is giving me how they had digested it, how they had processed it. Okay, so they're actually into it and they're not pulled back. But the interesting thing is the camera, the video becomes what mindfulness is about. It's sitting there. It doesn't have judgment. It records everything it sees without judgment, without anything else, and just says, I see it, therefore it's in my lens, and I record it for you. And so when Brittany was talking about, again, that you don't have to own it, the cool part is, if you learn some of these mindfulness practices, they can really help you to be in the moment, to not react, because that's one thing about mindfulness. It helps you to divorce yourself from that impulse to react. And later on, you can process it and react, just take it all in initially. And in so doing, it will help you in some of the most tricky situations, kind of like the family situation with the brother-in-law and sister-in-law and stuff like that, sometimes you want to react and it's good, but sometimes don't. Just sit back and be mindful, acknowledge that you're there, acknowledge that they have a point of view, accept the fact they have a right to that point of view, but that doesn't mean you have to embrace it. It's not, no, it's not that. So I hope I didn't get too off on that, but again, to me, it's just, it's very different to feel like you have to absorb it, because you don't necessarily have to until you process it. So one thing, again, is use mindfulness in a situation where you really find yourself in a stressful environment and somebody's coming at you or something like that. Use the mindfulness to take it in and then walk away and then process it and then react, because then you're reacting from a point of having had the time to understand. And this goes back to something you said earlier, Brittany, too, and with one of the other people reading for, and about how don't react immediately, because if you react immediately, you're working on emotion, you're working on all these things, where the mindfulness takes emotion out. So you may want to check this out when you have these situations like we're talking about. And therefore, we're making decisions on logic. We're making decisions after we've had time to process and not running on emotion, because running on emotion, it does not serve us well.
That makes so much sense, Don. She was talking about her mom and how she's kind of keeps her at a distance. My mom doesn't believe in any of this. She doesn't believe in like the gifts and everything. My mom is saved, covered in the blood, Jesus. That's it. None of this don't make sense. I still talk to my mom. We just don't discuss this because she doesn't believe in it. But when I heard she was like, oh, Angie's doing that psychic stuff and she's doing those readings, I could have exploded, but what I did was exactly what you said. I waited, I processed it, and I understood it. She comes from a very religious background. Her generation went to church. They believed what the pastor said, and the pastor's word was it. My generation was a little bit more where we questioned a lot. And so her not understanding what I do is fine. We just don't discuss those things. Mindfulness. We discuss everything else. We don't discuss this. I don't have to bump heads with her about it because she doesn't believe in it. I don't have to prove to her. We don't have to have that kind of turmoil in our life. We just don't discuss it. And that's it. So I get that, the mindfulness of it.
Somebody said trauma is not a wait.
I saw
trauma
it.
is never a positive in my experience. Y'all need to sit with your shit a little bit longer. Just like as I say, look at your dark shadows, look at the demons, in your past long enough to see the light in it, because you're missing such a massive ball of light that can absolutely transform your life. Like trauma is a call of love. And when we sit with it long enough, there's a beauty in it that's unlike anything. It gives you such deep inner wisdom and transformative energy that you cannot find in any healing modality or any sort of external thing that you find in this world.
Yeah. And if you don't have the lows, then you don't even know when the high comes, because again, without the low, you don't have anything to compare it to. So sometimes it's the lows that helps us to understand the highs, and sometimes it's the highs to help us work through the lows, or like this one here, which is again setbacks and the comebacks. Sometimes you have to have the setback because sometimes it recalibrates you. Again, sometimes these traumas help you to refocus and to recalibrate, and sometimes it's because you're off on the wrong track, and when you have the trauma, it brings you back. It helps to wake you up. So I'm with Brittany. I think sometimes trauma is.
How do you build muscle?
But
you
it's beneficial.
traumatize the muscle. You break it down to build it up. Just as simple as that. When I read that comment about trauma is never a positive thing, the first thing I thought about was muscles, because I'm lifting weights, y'all, and I think I'm trying to, that's the first thing I went to, is that you have to break the muscle down in order to build it up. And so sometimes trauma does help you to get to where you're trying to get to, or realizing, like you said, sitting in your shit and realizing how far you've come or what you've gone through or how you got through. You have to deal with the trauma in order to get to the other side. So that makes good sense.
Man, I sat so long with my trauma that I became friends with what I thought was the darkness, and that darkness turned into fucking light. And I'm telling you, Like, coming from being a professional psychic medium, and I was raised in a very culty like religion, and so like demons to me were like this whole construct. I see it so differently now as I sit here. Like, I've channeled serial killers. I have like done some like a lot of different work, and I'm telling you guys, like, there is so much. Like, I mean, even like thinking about like entities or dark, like demons or whatever. Think about it in the construct of it's a trauma lens. And like, so you put me in a room with like, a satanic worshiper and, like a psychic medium and I don't know, like Bruja people and then just a list of other people who believe all kind Catholic church, whatever. And I will tell you what their trauma is and why they believe the way that they do. And we could talk about their orchestration of whatever doctrines they believe in as well, that are all trauma related, that's been passed down from ancestral trauma. Everything is linked and riddled in trauma in this world. And if we just sit long enough to allow the feelings to flow, they won't even trap us even slightly. And it's the most empowering feeling ever. I mean, words
She
for it.
said, I'm really trying to work on myself. Well, let's stop saying trying and say, I'm working through my trauma. I'm working on my healing. I'm working. So we change it into an active thing instead of saying I'm trying. Just say I am actively, because that, again, goes way back to the basic thing of Tina told us. Stop saying that you're not good at it. And I just said, I'm getting better at mediumship. And you know what? I got better at mediumship. And so don't say I'm trying, just say I'm working on my healing.
Or how about I'm healed? Say you're healed. I'm not kidding.
It.
I'm like, if you say you're healed, you will call forth whatever is not healed inside of you, and it will come forward and it's asking to be worked through. And once you work through that, then you are in that alignment with that statement. But say that like a mantra, sing it to the freaking sky and the universe around you.
Affirmations.
The ultimate power within. When I say that
I am
affirmation
healed.
that Don made up some days has kept me from losing my job, because people will take you to the limit and I'll just be like, let me just repeat it. I believe in infinite abundance. All my wants and needs are met. And I just say it over and over and over. And it has to take me to a different place, because sometimes you'll get so frustrated or you'll get so upset with the situation and you have to bring yourself back to a positive affirmation to change the mood. Like even today I was having a bad day and I just remember one of these songs that I heard and it just popped up in my head. I put it on and it instantly changed my mood. Maybe I'm hungry. It instantly changed my mood, and my email went from per my last response to maybe we are having a disconnect, like, because when I per my last response, that means I done said this 3 or 4 times. So backspace. It seems that we're having a disconnect. Please explain. Please help me to understand how I can better help you. Instead of per my last response, blah 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 blah. Just from a positive affirmation, changing my music, allowing it to change my mindset on the situation. So, like she said, I am healed. Say it. And if it's hard for you to say that, I'm working on my healing. Whatever you need to help you to see things differently or to feel differently. Like they said, emotions. I'm so sick of their emotions, but sometimes you need to feel it in order to make yourself feel better.
Now, see, Angie, when my email, it would have said, did you fall down and bump your damn head? Because I thought I was
listen.
That's about as nice as it get for me, because once you cross that line, it's like, oh no, this is not this persona. Believe me, it can get real ugly. It can get yeah. I can go there.
And everything is about timelines. When do you think we can have this done? So I explained to you what the process is, where we are in the process, and what contributes to how long it takes. And then you asked me again, well, how long do you think it's going to take? Well, we're on step 2 of 11.
That's me.
So Angie, what does this call you into?
Oh my goodness. I've had people actually read my emails and they get insulted when I'm not even trying to. And I'm like, what did I say? How did you take it? How could I? Because I don't filter sometimes. And I read it and I'm like, I'm blunt. But sometimes blunt can be received as pretty aggressive. I'm thinking,
exactly.
Damn, if I try to mean something by it, you'd be really hurt.
You know,
Exactly.
spirit moves through us, and I'm telling you, when you step into that healer role and you're reading people, you are going to trigger a lot of people, and you're just like walking around, you're like, I didn't even say anything, I wasn't even and then it happens because people are like, that's the whole point. They need that trigger to like move forward. That's what's blocking them right in their world. I think people
But
and people are
I
so
don't know if
dense
you
about
all
that.
got this sense too, but I feel like Sunflower's energy just kind of shifted a little bit just from hearing the things that we're saying. Like
Mhm.
I felt like you know how you kind of feel like a load is taken off your shoulder. It's kind of like she's feeling seen or she's feeling heard. Like, oh my gosh, they understand what I'm going through. They understand the things that they're saying to me make sense. So I feel like her emotions just kind of got a little bit lighter just in what she heard from us. So I don't know if you guys felt that, but that's how I felt. Like she feels a little bit. She says, "Thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate everything." So I just felt like she felt heard in this moment, and she's like, "Okay, that makes sense." And now she can see things a little bit different.
And all of you guys who are feeling even similar to anybody that we've read so far, like I can't stress enough, there's 8 billion people here on this planet. And every single soul that has the vehicle of a bodysuit, it's unique. It's calling them into their own unique path and their own sense of direction. And you will never get a bodysuit. Like it makes me want to cry thinking about it. I'm never going to get this bodysuit again. You will never get the same bodysuit twice. You know, like so it's about enjoying that experience that you have. And I know some of it's really hard, and some of us have bodysuits that are like filled with like illnesses and diseases, and we feel awful and it's weighing us down, or we have a mind that is like deconstructing on our own soul, and it feels dense and heavy. But lean into a lot of these feelings, because my God, you will never get the same experience twice.
True that. True that.
Selena's talking about her brother's passing. The anniversary is June 9th. Selena, is your brother like? I feel like he was a tall, kind of skinny person, not like not like super skinny, but he's like not a wide build. He was a tall, like, skinny type person, but he felt like he was a fun person, or he would push you. I see him pushing you a lot. Like maybe he was a person that pushed you forward and gave you encouragement that you need for you. And I hear him saying it's okay. Like stop dwelling on the anniversary as a bad thing. See it as a happy thing. Like do something that we would have done together. Like and I don't want to say cliff diving, but that's what he's showing me. Like you doing something very adventurous that you wouldn't have never done. Like he would have pulled you along and been like, come on, let's go do it. We're going to go skydiving, or we're going to go, mountain biking or something like that. Like I feel like he's telling you to do something that you haven't done in a long time and stop dwelling on the loss of him, and to start kind of celebrating the courage that he would have given you. Like channel that energy instead of the sadness of his loss. Is kind of how I'm getting it for you, Selena.
Was he a big guy? Was he a bear, or did he growl? Because I'm getting bear. I got bear
I
energy.
get really tall. He's really tall, but I'm short, so everybody's really tall to me.
Yeah, I keep getting something about height too, and then zip lining, and then I keep seeing like evergreen trees, and like and it's just so stable and so like and so grounded, is what I keep going back to, and like, but that zip lining is like hilarious to me, because I just like I'm just like, adventure, go on adventures, have fun, explore the world,
Yes.
like don't keep like shrinking back because you feel limited.
I feel like
Go
she's
forward.
stuck in the moment of his death or his passing. Like she can't get past that because she feels like nobody sees her the way that he saw her, or nobody encouraged her the way that he did. And he's like, "You okay? Encourage yourself. Like I gave you all of that. I gave you all of that while I was here. Use some of that to move forward." But he really wants you to do something adventurous that you haven't done in a long time. So that's what I got for you, Miss Selena. And that's our lady with the ear implant. So I had that. She said something funny. She said, "What can I hear?" So I was like, "Oh, you know what? That's so cute. I'm gonna say something to her." Oh, she said she used to call him Brother Bear, Don.
Okay,
He
okay,
was tall. And that's how I saw him, as super tall. Yeah.
yeah. And did he have like a unique laugh? Because it's funny. I was picking up this kind of just a very unique laughter that he would do. He seemed like a very happy guy. He was easy to laugh. He loved to laugh, and he loved to enjoy life. He embraced life. I saw this very clearly. He's been gone about 10 years. Is that right? Because I'm
She
picking up
said,
a
wait,
10-year
what did she
period,
say?
about like
She
10
just
years,
said the
11 years.
anniversary. She didn't say how many years.
Yeah, I'm picking up about 10 years is what I'm picking up, like 10, 11 years. And now, did you help raise him a little bit, or did he help raise you? Because I'm getting there feeling like there was an absentee parent situation. And so were you the one that he kind of was like the father-ish kind of figure, or were you the mother-ish figure to him? Because I'm
I
feeling
feel
like,
like she's the motherish because he seems silly and, adventurous, and she
right,
kind of tried to keep him grounded or
yeah,
keep him moving forward. Like, don't do that, don't do this, and he would be like, whatever, let's do it.
yeah.
And did he smoke cigarettes? Like, I felt like you and him smoked a cigarette together. Like, is that, I don't know why, but they just showed me like, being mischievous kids or teens and smoking a cigarette.
Are you sure that was a cigarette? No, I'm just kidding. That was
Well,
like...
I mean, there was smoke coming and it was coming to your lips. You tell, we listen, we don't judge.
The goofiness. I keep seeing this image, and I'm just gonna just say it. Like it reminds me of like at least what I see from him is like being on like one of those like oh, what is that? It's like an ATV go-kart, and like I've got like funky Crocs on, and like the tube socks up a little bit, and like the energy alone like is just so like carefree. I don't give a I don't give a fuck, but I care, but I don't give a fuck. Like, and it's like oh well, it is what it is. Like, it's like the goofiness and the like the adventurous type of energy that comes through, and so then when we're talking about grief and kind of moving that through the body, a lot of this could be released if we adventure out into nature. Let's go out and hug a tree. Like hug a freaking tree. Do some. I'm not trying to call you out, like try to be a tree hugger, but like hug a tree and like get some of that energy off of you, because he is with you. He is with you in
Always.
spirit. It's not like he's
And
just
if
gone.
you can't
And that goes for
bring a
everybody here
plant.
who has passed away loved
Plant.
ones. They are like literally omnipresent. They are accessible at any time. They are here, and know that you're carrying his spirit with you, that it's time to branch into things and adventure, and it doesn't, you are not so old that you can't have new experiences. I've met 80 something year olds who are like having amazing date nights and and like learning new things and going on adventures, and this is a time for you to be going on adventures, and don't hold yourself back. Live your life fully and to the brim.
Yeah.
I don't
Yes.
know why I had to yell that. I am going to tone it down a little bit.
No, I can feel his energy is like it's interesting because he was very loving and caring, but he was very fun, and he was always ready for the next adventure. And
To
yeah,
hug her, like I feel him grabbing her from behind and just comforting her. Like he wants to console you because you're missing him so much,
yeah,
and you just really want to spend time with him. But if you sit in the memories of him, that is like spending time with him.
yeah.
Sit in the memories of him, but in a good way.
And does he have physical features that look like your husband? Did you marry someone that was very much like your brother? Because I get the same kind of physical features, except your husband. I'm seeing your husband without hair for some reason, but I see your brother with hair. So is the hair a choice, or the lack of hair a choice, or was that, and is that the case? Because I'm seeing, but I see that, like, again, like the facial features and everything. Your husband has a lot of things that are very in common with your brother, and not so much your father.
Oh.
You could not have done anything. I don't mean to get rid of your superhero complex. You could not have done anything. It was not about you. His decision was his alone, and it's part of his path. And so, the reality is that that's where life took him, And we often we have survivor guilt. It's like we have that problem sometimes, and you need to get over that. You could not have. I read for a person who killed himself, and he remember Angie, you and I were online together, I think that night, and somebody remember the lady was there, and she had like two people come in, and one of the guys took his own life, remember, and he recently took his own life, and and she was having all this issue, and he was telling her, no, I didn't want you to even know. I didn't want you. You could not have known because I didn't want you to know. I didn't want you to own this. This was me and my issue. And so, and she was like, "How could I miss that?" I remember it was fascinating because she had him come in and she had a girlfriend,
A girl that also had.
yeah, 1 year earlier. One of them died a year earlier,
Yeah.
and then the one just died like a few days or a few weeks before that. And both those energies came in, and both of them were attached to the same addiction issues. But and the brother came in, and she was feeling such a guilt, and she felt guilt about this. It was her sister. It was her sister as well, because the sister had 4 kids, and she left this world by choice, and
yeah.
it was quite traumatic. I remember it was a heavy evening, but remember, if they wanted you to know, they would have, but don't feel like you could have done something different. The most important thing is let that go, move on, and know that he is where he was destined to be. You are where you were destined to be. He's always with you when you call on him and you need to feel that love and support. Call on him and talk to him, and don't be surprised when he gives you that big old hug from behind. In the other world, you're going to feel it in this world too, and you're going to say, oh my gosh, I know that hug, I know that feeling. He's here with me. Or when he does that crazy laugh, that he has this unique laugh. I keep hearing this very unique laugh about him, and when he does that, when you hear it ring in your ear, he's there.
Is his birthday coming up? I keep seeing a cupcake. So usually when I see cake with a candle on it, a birthday's coming up. So is his birthday or your birthday coming up? Is somebody's birthday coming up? Because he's saying enjoy yourself. And did he like a good steak? Because I feel like he's saying have a good meal or have something that I would have. Was he a good, like he would have enjoyed a steak on the grill or something like that, like a good hearty meal, steak and potato type guy.
And I just want to say it's normal to feel that guilt.
Oh yes,
It is
yes.
so normal, and it's not always as easy as letting it go and move on, but it's through moving on and having experiences that you start to process more of that guilt. And it's not something that you can just sit there and snap your fingers and switch it off. It's through volunteer work. It's through getting yourself out there and having new experiences that you come to the realization about that guilt. And I'm telling you what, when we're talking about grief, there is a lot of correlation into guilt. And so in that feeling, it's so predominant. That's why volunteer work becomes so helpful, because it's like you when you're giving of yourself, then it's where you can start to process a little bit more of that guilt, and you can start to see from a different lens. But sitting in it makes it more complicated and hard to move forward. And then that's where we start to box ourselves in. Mm-hmm. I always say boxed in mentality, because like when you box in that kind of mentality, you're missing so many different opportunities that are around you. So make sure that you are moving forward and having new experiences and allowing yourself to process the guilt through that new experience.
Yeah. And one more thing I've got for Selena. Selena, it just came to me. It's like he said he's sending you somebody. There's somebody that is a friend of his, was a friend of his in this life that you haven't seen in years. And don't be surprised within the next week or two, you're going to see him and you're going to run into him. It's not by luck. It's not by coincidence. It's actually meant to be. He's going to be sending him, and you're going to get to hear more about him that you didn't understand or didn't know. This guy knew so much about him. This guy knew a lot of things with him. They spent time together. So when you meet this guy, when you run into him, the guy's going to want to tell you stories. So make sure you take the time and have that conversation. And you're going to learn some things about your brother you didn't know, which is going to make you even love him more. You're really going to appreciate that. So know that. And that's going to be within about 2-week period is what I'm picking up.
Yeah. And she said the mom's birthday is June 14th. So maybe celebrate by having some of the things that he would have liked to eat, and just don't make it a somber thing. Like tell stories about him, live, enjoy those memories. A lot of times in our grief, like Brittany said, we will suppress those memories because we think it's so hard to, to think of not having them there. But if you enjoy those memories, it's like they are there. One of the things we always say is energy is never created or destroyed. They're just no longer physically here, but they're always energetically or spiritually with you where you can communicate with them. So just find different ways to remember them and communicate with them that make you feel comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So she said she'll do all of that.
All righty then. Who is next? Who are we drawn to, folks? Anybody specific? I think
You guys.
Selena just cleared off the board. She's very talkative. Thank God she is, though, because sometimes they sit there in silence and you're like, hello, are you hearing me? May fly.
There's a Carrie Smith that says, any messages for me, please and thank you. So, Carrie, are you still here? Medina, are you the one who I told to go on that trip last week? If you didn't plan that trip, don't even talk to me because I told you to go on that trip and have fun. And if you didn't plan that trip, don't talk to me.
If you didn't plan that trip, don't talk to me.
Exactly. Plan that trip. Remember I was talking about the relationship before we got on live? Yeah. She's the one who needs to take the trip with the friends and have a good time. So if you ain't planning that trip, don't talk to me.
Oh boy.
All right. So anybody, if you guys are ready to do Carrie, you can go ahead. I still need to
Is
tap
Carrie
into her.
still here?
Oh, Carrie, are you still
Hey,
here?
you're still here?
I keep hearing that song, Riding Dirty. I don't know why. Like, but I want to turn it into White and Nerdy. They see me rolling, they hate it.
And if Carrie isn't here, then Kathy Marks is here. She's been in here for a minute. Kathy Marks.
Okay, I don't know if Carrie's still in here, but I got like a. That's funny.
Before I
Hey,
go,
Coco.
Carrie, if Carrie watches this over when we're done and she goes back and watches it, Carrie, watch the knees. I'm picking up some serious knee injury energy for you, and I don't know if it's already happened and you're dealing with it, or whether it's to come. Please watch your knees. Watch the knees, please.
You know what the knees represent in a Chinese medicine, right?
What is that?
They're not bending, right? Which means there's certain aspects of their life that they're not taking accountability for, and they're not accepting. And in the knees, like, have a representation to the family wounds that we carry. If you feel behind your knees, like there's like this pressure point, and and like when you're having like a lot of emotional distress, if you press on that, more emotional emotions will come up.
Oh Lord.
Followed by relief, followed by a little bit of pain too. But if you release it, like, it's just a long story. Okay, but like, I don't know why I was just thinking of the knees, and like I was just like, wow, yeah, like, yeah, that fits her energy. She's not in a place of accepting, and yeah, that's just not bendable. She needs to be a little bit more flexible with their life.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay.
That could be the message. I'm getting worried. Yeah, and maybe that's why I'm worried about it, because it's like bend the knee, show a little.
Well, the song that you sung, I said, well, if she was listening to those songs, then she probably got bad knees because she was probably dropping it like it was hot. So that might be why her knees hurt.
Well, if you think about the context of that song, because everything has a spiritual meaning if you want it to be, right? So if you think about the context of the song, what is it about?
Well, wait.
They see me rolling, they hating, trying to catch me rolling dirty. Da, 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 da. Like, I don't know if that's exactly the lyrics, but the whole concept of the song, and the guy, he's like in the like.
With the hoopty.
Hey, I grew up in Detroit. Okay, we rolled that way. Okay, that whole song, like, it has a lot of symbolism in trying to find your way. Well, I mean, it's kind of a stretch, but like trying to find your way on them streets, and and you don't want to get caught riding dirty. But it's like, again, if we're talking about the spiritual context of what I'm referencing,
secrecy.
There's this need to keep your cool and to secrecy. There's this need to keep your cool and start moving forward in your life and allow things to flow how they're going to flow. Because life has happened. There is not very many things we can control in our life. But at the end of the day, we do have control of ourselves, and we can allow ourselves to respond. We can allow ourselves to, become free of the attachment of how things show up in our life. And that's really what this is about. Can you release the fears that attach you to the outcomes that happen in your life? And sorry, the comments are hilarious. I love it.
That's what I was laughing at. Don't sing that, little one. Don't sing that.
Oh man. Okay. So anyways, so be open to change and open to new experiences, and you'll see your way through.
I see it's a whole bunch of old school people here because y'all all knew exactly what was going on. They done got the link, they done got the song, they done got the person, everything. What y'all been doing in y'all life? I see where y'all been. I know what y'all been
Hey, I
doing.
grew up in
can see.
Detroit. All right, that's how we rolled. All right,
Exactly.
we knew the drill.
Oh, Carrie is here. Carrie
Carrie
Smith
is
is here.
here. Okay, Carrie, you are here. We done did a whole reading and you just now coming in. Rewind about 3 minutes back there. Let me see if I have anything else because I really didn't tap into her energy because she wasn't here. So let me see. I keep hearing steady is the hand, and I don't know if that's because I saw you making that move. But they're telling me to tell you to have a steady hand, like you're nervous about something. Like they show me you trying to carry a tray or some kind like it's nope, because they keep going back to a silver tray in your hand with something on it, like you're about to present something to somebody very important and you're really nervous and you're kind of shaking and wobbly and you're kind of scared about what information. So I don't know if you're going to like an interview or you're about to go and take a test, but or maybe it has to do with court, but you're about to present some information to somebody and you're really nervous about what they're going to say. Now they're showing me a page. So maybe you're about to have a conversation with somebody and you're nervous about how they'll react to it, but they're telling me just to kind of be steady. And they're also saying to just be honest and truthful because they're showing me the Queen of Swords and they're saying just be honest and truthful about what you have to say and don't, you don't like, don't be bitchy, but also be honest. Like, express yourself in honesty and they should be able to accept what you're having to say. Like be steady about what you're saying. Like don't like, how sometimes we can get really emotional and just kind of and the conversation is led with our emotions instead of like logically saying what we want to say. So they're saying be steady about the information that you're about to present and honest about it, and you shouldn't have to worry about the reaction of the person that you're going to talk to. So that's what I got for Carrie.
Roll out. I'm telling
I
you,
really feel like
the
it's an
amount
interview.
of
It's either interview or court. Like, are you about to testify in court or are you about to go to an interview? So that's what I feel.
so funny.
And Carrie, what's about the knees? Is it you need to be a little more flexible? Let us know.
What is with this like hood music? Like I'm like roll out. Like I'm just like it's like this like we got to get down and dirty. Who said we got to get down and dirty? Like you can do it other ways. But if you think about the hood mentality too, it's also like environmental, and it's survival of the fittest and trying to like get from one place to another, and like you're not thinking in like an expansive mindset. You're thinking in a very closed down. We got to get here. We are surviving. We got to run from the cops. We got to like just get through it. Like that's the kind of energy that this is. It's a survival of the fittest, honestly. And
now you have me seeing a convertible too, because now I'm seeing a convertible car. Carrie, do you have a convertible car? Because that would be even more of a blast.
She said yes to something. I don't know if that was the knee issue, but she said yes to something. And Virgil, I just want to say I'm a little offended that you invited Don and you gonna take him to a game and put him up, and you didn't even invite me to none of that.
So guys, I have to say, I believe this is my mentorship client that is just starting with me. And I think it's really funny because like the music, everything, like it fits this client to the T. And I'm just like, I love that I'm going to be working with her in 6 sessions moving forward. Like, this is going to be fabulous. Like, if this is who I think it is,
Somebody said they've had those songs in their head all day. So you just confirming for them.
I love this so much. I'm gonna have a field day with Carrie. It's gonna be mess. I'm gonna fuck you up and then unfuck you up. That's like, I've got you. I've got you.
I love it.
Oh
All right,
shit.
Carrie.
Fantastic. Yeah, go back to about 1 hour and 30 minutes in. I think this reading started somewhere at about 1:30, 1:35. Carrie, you'll probably see the rest of it because that's about when it started, I think.
Yeah. And Carrie, is there a conversation? Like, what is it? Like, I feel like you're presenting something to somebody. You didn't say that, but is it an interview? Is it a hard conversation you're gonna have? What is it that I keep getting? Like, you're presenting something to somebody and you're worried about how they're gonna receive it. Whatever, Virgil. Don't try to butter me up now. No, we're on 17 days. We're not talking for 17 days, Virgil. So yeah.
We have a wicked delay here, so unfortunately, sometimes the delay kills me.
It's like do. I see it in your guys' live when I'm just watching. I'm like, oh, they'll get it in like wait 5 minutes. It'll come in full.
Exactly.
Exactly. The problem sometimes, though, and I'm terrible at this, I ask 10 million questions at one time. And then I'm thinking, which of the answers is these? It's like, does the yes go with this one? And I catch myself. I'm like, I know I should stop. But I get so into it sometimes. I'm like, I got to ask this. I got to ask this.
That's funny.
Yeah. I just get really anxious in Carrie's energy too. Like really, who's next, guys? Who do we want? Oh, Kathy. Do you guys want to read Kathy?
Yeah.
Kathy, what? Kathy
Marks.
Marks?
She said a general, I think. Or no, she said, oh, I'm curious if anything good is coming to me in the next couple months. Like anything.
Kathy Marks.
Kathy Marks. I'm trying to find her. Was she?
She's under Carrie's yes. If you see the word where Carrie said yes, then Kathy Marks is right under her.
Oh, I got a message already too, by the way.
And you can go ahead.
Oh, I was like,
Kathy, are you here? Are you paying attention? Are you here? The other day, me and Don was on live. No, me and Sherry were on live, and then Kathy texted me like, Angie, do you see my questions? I said we were on live at 3:30. It's like 9 o'clock. You're watching the recording.
Oh man.
So Miss Kathy, are you still here?
I love it when I get the scammers. I'll be 2 days later after doing a live, and like 2 or 3 days later, the scammers go on and try to send messages to the people who had responded to invite them to get readings. And I'm thinking, dude, don't you realize that happened like 3 days ago? Nobody's paying attention at this point. They've moved on.
They moved on to the next live.
Exactly.
Oh, so funny.
Oh, well, maybe she's not here either. I don't know where she went.
Kathy, did you desert us? What's the story here? What's the story?
Oh, that's sad. This is like, I got something emotional I was going to talk about, but it can
Well,
wait.
it could be a delay situation, so you may want to just go ahead and maybe start, and then if she, who knows? I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay. So what I get when I'm looking at Kathy's energy, first off, I get hit in my heart, and I feel almost like impaled, which interestingly enough, impaled is representative of abandonment wounds for me. Like when I feel that, like I feel like I'm lost with no sense of direction, and I feel alone as I'm trying to move forward in my life. And when I say move forward, I see like as if I'm trying to scour up Mount Everest, and I'm trying so hard to just kind of climb my way through it. And the wind is just bearing down on me, the entire climate and the lack of oxygen, it's bearing down on me. And I feel like I'm suffocating in my own loneliness. Which sounds very like I sounded so negative right now, and I'm sorry, but like that's just what I'm feeling is like the weight of like moving forward, and that abandonment feels so strong that it's putting you in more of like that scarcity like mindset, where you're lacking in money, you're lacking in family, you're lacking in love, you're lacking in all areas of your life, and it feels like we're weighing down. I feel like in a lot of ways I'm also talking about the past as I'm talking about the present. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's like as if we are seeing ourselves through this journey, and we're trying to get some sort of pinpoint. And it's interesting you asked that question about what's happening in the next couple of months, like anything good, because we're trying to look for something hopeful that helps us bear the weight of what we're moving forward in. This is financial, what I'm picking up, at least, where there is this like the lack mindset where we feel like we need more, we need more, we need more, we need more, we need good things happening, we need this to happen, we need this to happen, let's move, 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 move. But I feel like kind of like similar to someone we read earlier, where it's like kind of like a little bit in a scattered energy where we're trying so hard to get our like kind of like dot our I's and cross our T's, and we're trying to bring everything to us because there's like this frantic energy of like losing something, again, the abandonment wound here. So there's a need to, number one, slow down, recalculate where you're at in your life, and also understand that to even bear like if I'm talking about the like Mount Everest, that is like a lifetime journey. People train for that shit and then they die on that mountain. So like, you know, that doesn't mean, oh, you're going to die in the near future, or like you're going to die on Mount Everest. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you getting in the long haul and understanding that there's times where you need to break and you need to slow down a little bit and you need to recalibrate where you're at. Financially speaking, in the next like 4 to 5 months, there's a financial shift in your perspective. So you're being called to switch out of the lack mindset that you're in. However, I gotta stress, right at this moment, I don't think that you're stopping enough to even recognize how much, you know, like you're in that lack mindset. Like if I was sitting in front of you, I'd be like energetically smacking you up on side the face, because like you are not slowing the fuck down. So a lot of what I'm saying might not make sense when I'm talking about that mindset, and we need to flip out of that mindset, which means you have to feel what feelings are coming up. You need to slow down to get that new perspective. And if we don't get that new perspective, then what ends up happening is we create another karmic loop where it's just lessons that we're learning, and some of them are heavier and denser, kind of like that snow on Mount Everest where it starts to get so dense that it can be hard to tell where the actual ground or footing is. So as I'm saying that, what I'm telling you is to focus more on striving forward and slowing it down. And keep your goal, keep the forward movement, but then slow down enough to be present and enjoy your experience.
The one thing I got is, Kathy, you're giving too much. I feel like you're giving more than you have to give. Like, I feel like your ends aren't meeting financially because you're too generous or you're giving to other people. Like you're kind of people pleasing with gifts, and you need to kind of pull back a little bit, and concentrate on your forward movement and, you know, like your goals and what you need. You seem to be you're a little bit too generous. It feels like to me like you're giving way more than you have to give. And if you just kind of pull back and learn how to say no, or I don't have it, and be honest, you can just say, you know, I don't have it, I can't give it. I feel like you give when you don't have to give, and you need to just kind of look. No is a complete sentence. You should see how stunned people were when I was started saying no, because I was always a person where I would go to events that I didn't want to go to just because I didn't want people to feel bad. I would go to parties. I would go to, you know, outings. I would just do things that I didn't want to do because I didn't want people to feel bad. And once I started saying no, people were like, wait, like what? So I feel like you just need to learn how to say no, or, you know, I just don't have it right now, so that people aren't always coming to you and trying to take more than you have to give, because you're putting yourself in that same cycle of, I got a little bit, I gave away more than I have, and I'm back in a lack situation, and you're repeating the cycle. You need to be a little bit more secretive about things that you have too. Don't let everybody know how much money you have, when you're going to get paid, when you're going to do this. Like, keep a couple things to yourself. Don't let people know that, oh, you're trying to move or you're trying to do this. Keep some of that stuff to yourself, because sometimes people can unwillingly sabotage or put negative thoughts in your head about it. Oh, do you really think you can afford an apartment? Do you really think you make enough money for that? Can you do this? Can you do that? Just set the intentions on what you want. And I know that you really want to move. So set your intentions on wanting to move, and work toward that goal of moving. Like find a place that you think is affordable and then work toward that, or figure out how your guides can help you get to that, but don't necessarily tell everybody about it. I feel like you share a little bit too much and you need to keep some of that to yourself also. So that's what I got for you, Miss Kathy.
Super. Well, we have about time for about one more reading. Who and what message do they need to hear?
Harley asked for a reading from Brittany, so I
Okay.
don't know if you want to hit with
Wait, Harley said one of the three of us, or like all three of us. You trying to push that on me?
Well, she's in class with us, and so I figured since you were the newbie, you could go ahead and give her a reading first.
Oh, way to pressure me.
Fresh meat.
Damn.
Brittany, you're fresh meat.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking about joining your guys' class too. I'm kind of inviting myself, but I was thinking about kind of like
Everyone's always
You're
invited.
always
I was
invited.
gonna pop in with
Everybody's invited.
Joe was gonna be in there and I was gonna
Everybody's
pop my head
invited.
in, like just be like, "Hi, what's up? It's Brittany, bitch." Like something like that. Okay.
Come on
So,
in. Listen, your energy will be great. We had a nice class last night, Don. We had like
we
15
did.
or 16 people. We had a
16
nice
people.
class
Yeah.
last night. It was,
Yeah.
I love when there's a lot of people in there because I'm like, oh my gosh, people are coming back again. And we had some old people come back. So, yeah.
And the price, Brittany, is very good. It's free 99. Free 99. That's the best part about it.
Nothing's ever free. There's something to it. Just kidding.
Have I got a deal for you?
I love that. Well, I would like to be on the email list on that one. Okay, so Harley, I read your first comment about like, hello, Don, Angie, Brittany. I've been listening, blah blah blah, looking for if you're drawn, blah blah blah. And I saw myself standing. I don't even like it. Like I want to say it's like a skyscraper. It kind of reminds me of like the New York or Seattle, but it's a city. I don't know, like New York or Seattle. I'm kind of torn in between two places. I don't know why I'm saying that, but I see myself standing. It's like this huge balcony, and I'm like standing, looking out into the horizon. It's dark. I'm seeing like all the city lights, in the buildings, and then I see this huge ass moon, and it's like this gold tint to it, and it just feels so um like I don't really have the words for how I feel. Like somber would be the right word to describe it, like somber, and um and kind of like in a state of awareness, in a state of presence, and I feel ready to take on my next adventure. And boy, do you have an adventure in the horizons. It hasn't yet hit, but there's going to be a new karmic cycle that's starting for you. And people get scared of the word karmic. That doesn't mean anything negative. It feels positive. You've been working on yourself for quite a while. And when I say that, that is an understatement, because there's this feeling where it's almost like it's like I see. It's funny. I'm flashing to this movie. Is it a movie or is it a show? It might be the Viking show where this guy, he's part of the Catholic Church, and he's like the son, and he was like having a love affair. It's a long story. Like I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but anyways, he's like having a love affair, which is usual of the king. Like some king is always having some love affair. Anyways, he's down on this altar in between being with his lover, and his wife. He's down on this altar, and he's got this like whip, and he's whipping his back. He's whipping his back because he's gonna like whip himself into shape. And I feel like there's some like it's
Wait, because I can see it. I can see it.
I guess it's so descriptive, right? Yeah. So, but like he's whipping himself into shape, and I feel like that's symbolic for a lot of things. First of all, it's holding yourself accountable for a certain code of ethics, a code of morals that need to be in alignment with you. It's redefining how you see the world. However, on the shadow part of this, we can get kind of hung up on the guilt and the shame that we've been carrying. And so the question I want to ask you is why in your energy am I seeing this sort of self-punishment as a past pattern that you've had? Then I start leaning into the left kidney that unites with father wound energy. And so then I want to start talking about rigorous work that was in the form of self-punishment. And like in to me, that's how it's manifesting for you, is this constant need to heal, constant need to do things that are going to make myself in the right alignment. I gotta be what I need to be, and I need to be better. But can we sit more in that somber, like, space of presence, and kind of like really kind of bringing both past, present, and the future together in that alignment? And can we sit in that spiritual enlightenment that you already are? Because you've done the work. Why do we need to self-punish? Why do we need to say that we're not doing something right here? Can we release more of that shame? There's also a theme that's coming in, especially towards November on, for like an entire year. There's a theme of societal shame that comes up in your energy. So I would be apt to ask you, what parts of you feel like you need to still identify with social norms, and how can you start breaking yourself free from the pattern of that societal shame, where it's all constricted, and it has to flow in this way, and it has to look like this, and you have to look like that, because you are your own essence, and you are aware of that, and that is meant to be seen. It is magnificent, and we're always releasing layers of different stuff as we go on with our life. But you don't need to put yourself so much on the hook for everything. Let yourself off the hook. And it's as if, like, I'm talking to one of my clients, like I was talking to her last week, and she is like the queen of like healing. She's got to do all the healing modalities, and it's like talking to myself sometimes, because I'm the same way. I've got like 21 different services that I offer, because I'm about healing. But can you let yourself off the hook? Do you really need to do another healing modality, do another exercise, do another technique, do another release? Or could you just allow yourself to flow? The whole point of this human experience and this enlightenment isn't all about up here. It's about bringing it to your heart, and integrating it. And when we're talking about integration, that's combining all the things that we've learned and experienced in this world, and bringing it back to our heart, and bringing it back to how we walk and talk and behave in this world. And you've got it going on. You've got the spiritual knowledge. You've got the alignment to move forward. Release your tether cords to the punishment that you're holding on to. You're in the right direction, and understand that this coming year, from November to the next November, right? There is some powerful shifts of perspective that you have coming about how you see yourself. And it's more than ever a time that you need to focus on daily routines, focus on how you're seeing yourself. Doing like mirror exercises and forgiveness exercises on yourself right now are going to be very beneficial to prepare you for what's to come in November. And it's meeting a lot of new people, and you're going to be asked to step forward and step out of your comfort zone and lead in certain avenues of your life. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. I'm not even going to spoil what's coming. It's good. It's good energy, but you need to step forward. Okay, I'm going to stop. That's what I got. Yeah. Loved it. Thank you.
What'd you have, Angie?
Sorry. Someone from the live was texting me. Okay. So, Miss Harley, I was, as Brittany was reading you, I was pulling the cards, and, she was talking about like a new journey and setting out on different stuff. And the first thing I got was the Ace of Swords. Like, you are having that different mindset. You're opening up to different possibilities. And just in our conversations that we had this week, I feel like you now see things with a better lens. You don't see things as hopeless. Like, a lot of the things that we talked about, you found out like what this is, and what, like, how much you, okay, I don't even know how to say. You're finding out what you need in order to get out of the situation that you're in. And so now that you have a focus or a goal or something to put your intention to, you're looking more positively at stuff like, oh, okay, it's not as bad as I thought, but and so it's something that's doable. Like, I feel like your mindset has changed. And then, like she says, you do have great things that are coming for you, because they show me your road ahead, and where it was such a very long path, it seems to be getting shorter and shorter and shorter. So stay in that mindset of looking at where you want to be and how you want to get there, and stop wondering about what people think about you or what people are saying about you, and just, what do you want? How do you want to move forward? And that may mean leaving somebody behind until you get your footing. You can't take everybody with you, because that could be a weight that is holding you down. So get your footing, get yourself settled, and then you can reach back and try to help them, or try to show them how to help themselves. but I did get the 10 of cups for you, which is that joy, that good feeling, and you getting for me, that's kind of like you getting an emotional happiness. Like I like the 10 of Pentacles because it's things you can see, feel, touch, hear, blessings like in that way that you can tangibly see. But this seems to be a overall joy, a happiness, an emotional feeling. And then I got the King of Swords for you. Oh, I didn't even see the Three of Wands under there. That's waiting for your ships to come in. That's waiting on things to come your way. Like, oh, you've made the plans, you've set the goal, and now you're just waiting on things to align and for those things to arrive for you. And then the King of Swords, that's that logical mindset, getting out of some of this, like the emotional joy is coming, but getting out of some of that negative emotion and seeing things logically. How do I move forward? What is the next best step for me? How do I plan to have that plan, having a plan in motion. And I feel like these two go together because actually this one was on top of that one. So you've made the plan here and now you're just waiting on things to come. So I feel like Brittany is saying, your good things are coming for you now that you've changed that mindset and you're focusing on the things that you need to do to get out of your situation or to move yourself forward. And so now that you're not concentrating on the negativity of it and you're seeing things more positively, I feel like things will start to move forward for you. Okay? So that's what
Hopefully, Harley, that resonates with you. Before we do anything else, make sure, folks, you hit those like, share, subscribe, and follow buttons. Show the love. Make sure you have subscribed to Miss Angie's YouTube channel, to Miss Brittany's YouTube channel, and I would take a little appreciation if you did it to mine as well. But again, like, share, subscribe, and follow. And if you had a birthday last week, this week, next week, or you just missed it, this is for you.
Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya.
There you go. I got him in at the very last moment, but I got him in. That's the good thing. Brittany, thank you for joining us. It was an amazing event. You made it so fun and wonderful, and you always do, so I'm not surprised, but I'm so glad you brought the energy. And more importantly, I love the fact that you not only are gifted at what you do, but you love what you do. So it's an avocation. And it's so funny how people hate their jobs and work a lifetime. You love your job and don't work a day, I guarantee it, because the avocation is there. You can tell that this is something you are inspired to do. And when it talks about when somebody earlier spoke, I think Kane spoke about about the trauma and how it's not good. And you gave a whole different perspective, reminding folks through trauma comes a wonderful things. Look at Van Gogh and what he was so troubled, and look at the work he made. It's just phenomenal, So thank you for joining us. We appreciate it very, very much.
Thank you guys for having me. I've enjoyed it.
We had a great time. It was very like we had the energy was high. Once we got past all the emotions, I felt like we had fun. And
I love
what?
That's how it works. You get past the emotions and then it's like, woo.
Exactly. You say work through it. Look, maybe you might be something right there. I like.
And then you just start riding dirty.
And then
say what?
Oh my God.
As I think about this glass of wine that I'm so generously about to pour when we get off of here. Right and dirty. Hardy said, Brittany, I hope you join our class on Tuesdays. You are wonderful.
Thank you. Yes, I will definitely try to do that soon.
Yes,
and Don, you won't be on in the morning, huh? Because you'll be traveling.
No, I'll be on. I'll be in the air.
I was going to tell you all if you miss your time to come on with Don in the morning, but Don won't be on in the morning. But Miss Bonnie will be back Friday evening with Sarah, and they are great together. So you might want to come on for that. And then Saturday, Miss Susan will be on, and then Sunday, Bonnie will be back with Jess, and then me and Sherry Berry should be back. We're trying to be more consistent with it.
Super. Well, again, Brittany, it's always an invitation is open to you. So join us whenever you can. Yes. Love, light, and blessings, everybody. Have an amazing week. And we'll see you later.
Fun. I love it.
Bye-bye.
Bye.